Hi guys, no one is still watching us, but in a second they will join. And guys, we don't have any reminders for the spaces for the streams. Sorry, so if you can share the stream right now, it will help us to gain more audience immediately, and in general, it will help us to grow a bit too. So yeah, we have our first guy who watched us. So hi, and okay, then I will start with introducing myself. My name is Ira, and I'm doing streams and spaces with founders when we talk not only about what they are building, but what they feeling, what their mindset, and yeah, how they live in their life. And also now we like more than a month we're doing together art talks where we talk with artists also, and this space by Singular. This is a platform marketplace where artists can publish their art and also have reputation system. But guys, you better talk about it. Not me. Someone interrupt me, please.
What's up, everyone? Wait, can you share the links to the abstract stream and YouTube and
Oh
everything
yeah,
so I
I
can drop
forgot.
it in
Oh my
Discord?
God, Corky, you're a better streamer than me.
No, I am
Oh
not.
my
I
God.
am not. You're the best. Come on.
I forgot about it. I forgot to share the
It's
link.
fine.
I've shared it in the Discord so people will join breezers and such.
This is
Awesome.
our this is our 1 month stream now, ain't it?
You are the best, guys. Absolutely the best. And yeah, maybe Hunt, you will start introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Hunt. I'm Lebanese, and I'm a big fan of Dutch Tide. That's about it. Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you too, Talf. Hi.
I'm Tao there, pretty much a regular here now somehow, and happy 1 month stream, everyone.
Okay, guys, you made it alcoholic club, but I'm fine with it.
What does that mean?
Hi, Corky.
Hey, what's up, guys? Super happy to be here. I was here yesterday with Ira, and we had an interview
Yeah.
together, and she invited me tonight, and I'm super happy to be here. Big fan of what Dutch is doing, and happy to meet everybody else. Thanks for having me.
Super happy to see you again today, because yesterday we had such an amazing talk. So today I'm sure it will be the same amazing conversation. And Dutch Tide, then I will pass mic to you, because today I feeling like I'm your stalker, because I'm trying to learn everything about you. I found your tweets 6 years ago on Reddit, and I was like, okay.
Dude.
And then I found like few of your wallets, and I'm like, how he actually get this and this and this. So you better tell about yourself from the start. Who are you? What are you building? And yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I'm obviously I know Hunt already quite a bit, but Talfir, nice to meet you. Ira as well. Thank you for inviting me, and Corky, nice to see you. Yeah, I was impressed with your research. I was like, wait, how does she know? But you really went down the rabbit hole. But yeah, I've been here for a while. I haven't been 6 years in crypto, but I have been here since 2020. So it was actually the stuff you found on Reddit was from before I started in crypto, but I was already doing Dutch Tide at the time. My goal was just to make it a clothing brand slash art brand. So yeah, it's still that to this day, I'd argue, but just with me as a persona behind it,
Did you work as an artist before? Like it was your profession, or you just
No, 100%. I came. My origins lie in animation and games. So I used to work for a studio with Amazon as a concept artist, layout artist, a touch-up artist. We had to touch up these physical paintings, which meant we would make photos of them and then overpaint them so they would actually be production ready and stuff. So that's I really hated that work, and that's how Dutch Tide came to be because it was
Why you
sucked so
hated
much.
it?
Well, I don't know if any of you worked in a studio, but in my case, I was put in the darkest corner, and I was meant to just be creative on command, and I
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
allowed to have
horrible.
long breaks. I still took long breaks. Like it's like I'm not gonna sit in the dark all day just staring at my screen. And also the work was just super uninspiring. Like
Yeah.
every day I was there, I was like, man, I'm just working on someone else's dream, for
Yeah.
money, and it just hurt me because
Mm.
you think as artists like if I can finally make money with making art, that's enough. But that's actually not why you become an artist. You become an artist because you have a voice that needs to express itself visually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Was
think a
that
lot of people can resonate with that. Musicians have the same, poets, philosophers. Anybody in a more creative field will feel that, you know?
But
yeah.
can you? That's the start of the amazing conversation, by the way. Because for myself, I can't still understand what is the voice in my head. Because I like
Hmm.
to do music spaces. I'm definitely consider myself as an artist, even if I don't create nothing right now. Still, I think so. And I also like to do like this and this and this. So how like did you start immediately from art, or it was like you was searching yourself as well? So how it actually was for you?
That's a good question. I mean, I think what you're talking about, this voice in your head, right? It's like an internal. I don't know. I have it oftentimes on holiday, like not even a week in. I'm overflowing with inspiration, and it needs to be expressed one way or another. For me, that's art, but I think that differs for everybody. Most people have just learned not to listen to that voice, because it's not safe to listen to it. It's not where you don't make money with it. This is some of the things my parents said, like don't do art, go make money, or do art but also have a job. I was luckily very privileged. I had a home situation where I had the ability to choose what I wanted to do. I didn't have to do a job. I decided to just have no money instead, and that worked out just fine. So,
I,
uh,
I was yeah. I was curious. Do you know with your concept art and stuff, was that something which helped you break into Dutch Tide, or was it something which it did not help you in any way?
I mean, I still to this day use a lot of the things I learned from concept art. The thing about concept art is you have to be really fast. Like you have to, regular on a regular day. It's just like in the morning you get your briefing, and in the afternoon it needs to be finished. And
Yeah.
it needs to and with concept art it's never just like make this and then be done with it. It's always like you have to really consider the person you're working for. In my case, my art director did not want me to use the any form of blue.
Oh shit.
I was not allowed to use blue, and
That's
it's my
fun.
favorite color. No. So, as a way to kind of rebel against this whole hierarchy and stuff at home, I would, after my workday, I would come home and I would do the uh, my personal stuff, which was Dutch Tide. And I was often completely opposite of what I did at work. So at work, I would do, for example, a psychologist's office. What does that look like? Well, you need to have some sort of bookcases, and you need to have a diploma on the wall, right? And maybe two chairs facing each other because the client sits in one and use it in the other. And yeah, that was my life, and it was really boring. And then I would come home and I would put on music, and I would just get energy and inspiration. I would just paint whatever would come up. And my first work that I did ever is the one you found, Ira, is the gas station one.
Hmm.
And that's the one, that piece to this day informs the kind of art I'd like to make, even if it looks entirely different.
Yeah, when you watch at your art, you feel like you relaxing a bit yourself. Maybe because you perfectly how to say it, you wanted to relax yourself from your work, and
Mm.
you created such an art that you watching at it and you're relaxing, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's interesting moment. But oh my god, I forgot what I wanted to say, guys.
All
um
good. We can just chat. It's a chill evening, right? We're here. I got my tea. I don't know about you guys, but
What kind of
I
tea?
got some.
Blend.
What kind of tea you got?
Yeah.
I got licorice tea, guys.
Oh,
That's herbal tea. That's for sleeping,
Oh,
isn't it?
guys,
Wait,
I remember it. I remember it. I want to say that my friend, he's an artist too. We was friends like 10 years ago, something like even more maybe. And he created like he was earning on his life on making furry sex art, you know. So yeah, if you if you
Oh
had
shit!
yeah, yeah, he said that he
Furry
had
art.
to embarrass it and he didn't share it with even his wife, you know. But sometimes, you know, artists do. But
wait, is this like Midnight Breeze V2 Alpha? Is it?
yeah.
What kind of research did you do exactly? Dutch side, is that something you want to tell us?
Wait, I think I'm missing something here. I have plenty of alpha though, if you want. I share it
Can I,
almost
it's fine.
daily anyway.
can I
You
ask
like
you about this activation, the drinks activation in the Discord? I went and I got to claim a drink. The banner art was beautiful. The animation was beautiful. Can we talk about this activation?
Oh, yeah. It's funny you talk about it because I was thinking, like uh, it doesn't feel like a big deal. I mean, technically it isn't, but I was thinking if Azuki did something like this, it would be the biggest deal ever. You know what I mean? But it is meant to just engage, do something for the community. I can show with you if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
I really,
that's
really
cool.
like the animations. I feel like getting and correct me if I'm wrong, but V2 is an animated version of V1, right?
Correct.
So,
Yes.
so getting that vibe out there and like showing the smoothness of these animations and the nostalgia, it's like,
that's
oh,
so
it's
cool.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
So what you see here, well, the idea was quite simple, guys. I created this vending machine, and I wanted people to order drinks from it live in the Discord at any point, based on their engagement. So my community manager, he programmed the whole thing, and I took 2 weeks to create all these cans and drinks that you see here, each based on a community member. So, for example, Loki T is from Loki. Yuzuki is from Johnny. Rangi Nui is like a fresh water
This looks
thing.
so
That
cool.
yeah,
Do you
and they're
have Chain Zoko drink?
yeah they're
Yeah.
fun and they represent the interests of each uh, community member, and all of them came up with their own flavors. So,
Can you make the screen bigger? Because I'm really curious to see more.
Yeah, I'm
well, what I
trying to
can
find.
do,
It's
I
Oh
have
no,
I
yeah,
I will do this. Yeah, guys.
yeah, yeah. It's Ira. Yeah.
I'm
here
trying
we
to find the
go.
You-
licorice tea.
Good old blender.
Yeah, good old blender,
Yeah.
Here you
Hmm.
can see, for example, I did like the whole can as well. So this is Connect by Andy, Oolong,
That's
Jasmine,
awesome.
and a hint of
Mhm.
ginger. Stay connected with Andy. And I added like a little water bean to it. I painted the waves. And then, we have a little bit of copywriting like blue skies, crashing waves, and rustling palms. Connect back to yourself with this refreshing mix of oolong, jasmine, and a hint of
Mm.
ginger.
So
A
cool.
drink by Andy. So you see, like I went pretty deep on these. That's why it took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have all kinds of. This is the Rakari sweat. It's not so good. Here's the
Carrie's is
Krizzies,
great though.
like a little cute
Oh
cow.
yeah.
I
So how do you texture those? Do you use Substance Painter or what do you do?
just painted in Photoshop.
Photoshop and then you export the textures.
Yeah, it's just right here. You can see them. For example, this one. This is quite an interesting shape of a flower, by the way. But
Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean.
I'm not joking. That's what it actually looked like, though. So, but that's what it looked like. So, hey, a little bit of fun. We had a little bit of fun. We did sober or sober punk.
That's
Every
beautiful,
single one.
man.
This is the yeah. The goal was to just give it a little bit of like that handcrafted look and
Hmm.
feel.
So
So,
good.
so that's how you
Yeah, I
get
love
that.
it.
Like this is, for example, for the palm teas a little bit more. Yeah, I studied like all the reference, to make it really
Did you
Mm.
interesting.
did you apply on Azuki Khan's design that
Yeah, I
they?
did. I'm interested to see if they'll go with it. Yeah.
Can you show it also?
The Azuki thing?
Mhm.
I don't know if they will go with me. Like it's not confirmed. But you mean just the tweet, or
Your design, if it's not secret.
I haven't worked with Azuki.
Oh, okay, got it.
I applied for it though. I applied for
Ah,
it.
okay. I thought to apply you need to actually represent something, but
No,
okay.
you just fill out the form.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
You
did
can
fill
apply
out the
too,
form.
Ira, with a picture of your face.
I will do. You. I'm
Instantly
writing.
hired.
I'm writing IS daily, so you guys would know. So I will definitely do.
But to show you what how it works is when you're active on my Discord, it's quite simple. You just do slash vending machine. It comes up like this. You
Mhm.
can choose your drink, and we're still working on like all the bonuses and things it does. But for example, the whale, which is it's the tiniest uh, drink in the machine. Let me show you. Uh, because I have three whales, they spent like collectively $200,000 on breezes,
Hmm.
and this little Yakult represents them.
Oh, it's Yakult. Yeah, it's the best,
Yeah,
man.
and if you buy the whale Yakult, you get access to like a very exclusive channel that is mainly reserved for like my OG collectors. But yeah, if you choose any
Awesome.
of these, for example, the strawberry sando, then boom, there it is. And in my case, it doesn't work because I am like the owner of the server. But if, for example, when Moon were to do it, her name would change, the little icon would be there, and depending on what kind of drink it is, it will take a while before it goes away. So
How much it again? And should I like boost server or what to do? Because I
no,
tried to do
you
this.
just
Yeah.
just what Hunt Club is doing now won't that's enough to make him money. No, no, no. Actually, we prevent that stuff, Hunt. Only one XP per 5 minutes in main chat. So
Wait, but what if I say something like "We love Dutch"? Is there not a bonus for the? Is there not a love bonus?
I can give you bonuses, no problem. I can just do
Oh
like
shit!
energy.
All right, yo,
Come
we're all
on.
gonna get drunk today, boys and girls. Let's go. 69 XP. Okay,
There you
I'm gonna do
go.
the vending machine live right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you
been
want to
on.
see it? Here he goes. Now Hunt Club, he goes
Let's
and he gets
Oh,
go. Let's go.
a
I got my
Corby
drink
core
and I
brew.
get it dispensed with the video. I love this video so much.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
Yeah,
It
I
took me a
really like.
while to render all these, man. It was a pretty extensive process. But if you say something now, say what's
I need
up?
to go on that Discord, man.
Yeah, it's open. Here, and now he has the core brew
Okay, I
next
need
to
to
him.
go to Discord then too. Wait.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I, I
You
like how
see?
you're all just getting XP off touch ties
We're
and farming it in
farming
life.
Dutch Tide right now. It's been about a year and a half, I think, since I first saw like an animation by Dutch Tide. And I think it was the rainy storefront that I saw
Mm.
originally.
Oh, yeah, I remember which one that is. Like
Bro, it
something like
was
this,
so
you mean?
breathtaking, man.
You keep
Yeah,
your files so organized. I'm like shocked how
yeah.
you find it so fast.
These were
Self
so
here. I've been at this for 4 years at this point, like with Midnight Breeze. So
That's insane.
nah, not 4 years, 3.5 years. And you learn where your shit is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was talking to my developer the other day. I was saying, like, the level of execution we've done on this project is next level. I can give you guys an insight if you find it interesting.
Mhm.
You know, in order to make an animated project, it's a little bit different than what you do, for example, for a generative PvP. You know what I mean? You need to consider so much more.
Oh yeah.
A good example is, oh, one sec.
Wait, can I ask like I don't have enough XP, so how can I buy it or what should I do it?
Yeah, 200 XP, it's quite expensive. You'll just have to be here. That's the solution. Ah, yeah. That's all you gotta do. Here, guys. So This is gonna be super boring for some of you because why the fuck is Dutch Tide pulling up a spreadsheet? But here you
Oh
can
shit.
see a good example of just the asset tracking.
Oh
So
my
for each
god.
asset,
Is it
we
optimized?
sorry,
Is it optimized?
optimized as in
Optimized.
no, you do this by well, I mean, I hired somebody to help me with this. I knew her from my production at Amazon, but
Hmm.
yeah, as you can see, for example, if you work on the detective, it goes depending on what kind of asset it is. It goes through one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 stages. So here you can also see the people that I worked with who had to do different kind of things because I didn't do everything. Like I wasn't able to do frame by frame animation of characters. So if we look, for example, at the Tengu here, I can't do that. I can design the Tengu, but I cannot animate it frame by frame. It's really not my kind of
Mm.
jam. What I'm good at is animating and air conditioning, rain,
Mm.
painting the backgrounds, 3D modeling it, etc. So you
What
can
do you use for
see.
animation, by the way? Do you use Animate, or what do you use as far as software goes?
You mean for this guy or for everything?
For everything, in general. Yeah, I'm just a very big software nerd, so I'm just trying to figure out what you use as far as software goes.
Characters are generally animated in Clip Studio Paint,
Okay.
which tends to be the anime default for like Japanese productions as well. It's the most
Mm-hmm.
versatile and easy to pick up for artists. I had a couple others who worked in different programs, but Clip Studio Paint was the main thing. And yeah, background is all Photoshop and Blender / Cinema 4D. When I started the projection, I was in Cinema 4D, and when I ended it, I was in Blender. So yeah, you got a good idea of like here's another one. This is the interior of the laundrette we just saw.
Oh, this is 3D, though, right?
No, I painted this and I did 3D both.
That's beautiful, man.
I like to look up the edge. I do start everything in 3D, and that's where that feel comes from. Because if you do things in 3D, like you see here, it allows for a lot of versatility, right?
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to say, "Hey, I want a different angle. I can do that."
Yeah,
Then I bring it
absolutely.
to Photoshop, and I tend to overpaint it or touch it
Mm.
up to a level that it is what it needs to be. Because in 3D, you oftentimes cannot do everything you need to do. But yeah, as you can see, the production. This is just the assets, but it goes through like so much more.
How many
Uh,
assets is that in total?
I think 170.
Wow.
The thing is, when I worked with the Red Bull team,
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy because I had to think about it. I went to Nepal and I took like 2 weeks thinking about the artwork, and then I came home and I cranked it out. I did the concept design in a day, and then I did the production in another day. So it took me in total 2 days to do it,
Impressive, man.
and I was finished. Whereas in Midnight Breeze, that's where it starts. Once you've painted it, you still have to animate it, you still have to composite it, you still have to make sure it works in a generative sense, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
you see here, each element is animated in one form or another, right? Like we have the screen here moving, we have the neon sign, we have the character, we have the grass, we have the interior, I even have some haze moving, we have
And
the
the
light.
clouds in the ocean in the back as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a good idea of like, let's see, I have pretty cool compilation. I guess you could call it.
Mhm.
That
You do
that
any of the work in After? As you have a lot of After Effects files, do you do any of the animation in
I
After
do.
Effects?
I finish it all in After Effects.
Mm.
That's where we find where I have a love hate relationship with
Exactly, man. It's the worst software in the world, man. I fucking hate it so much.
this one. Obviously, a lot of people know as well. The
Oh, it's
anime
beautiful.
collaboration with
Oh yeah.
Azuki. I decided to like. It's a good example of like a Midnight Breeze asset vending machine, aka the one we saw earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like the lamps are 3D assets, right?
The ones here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I painted them in 3D, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
cool. I
That's
was
awesome.
really, really happy about that because normally I had to paint it in Photoshop and then, yeah. But for example, yeah, you see the video here of anime. I composited it back in After Effects, and it goes pretty deep, man. Like every asset took a lot of time to produce, you know. Um, so yeah, it gives
You said you was happy to work with Abstract. Why? You didn't finish.
with Red Bull. You mean?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it's obviously an amazing client to have. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
getting to work with a Formula One team is seems to be a crypto default thing to achieve. So I was pretty happy about that they reached out to me. And second, yeah, I didn't have to animate. You know, I could just call it a day and have have a good time. You know what I mean?
Was it like different to work with not Web3 company again, or it
I
was?
mean, they were Web3. They were the Red Bull's definitely Web3. I could, you know, I have to say, like they have the same issues all other traditional Web2 productions have, which is, you know, they
Oh
don't
wow.
fully understand the Web3 ethos. And I'm very much a Web3 native, right? Like that's my default. And you could argue that they do not fully utilize
Be
what
well.
makes Web3 amazing. You know what I mean? But other than that, they're extremely professional. The team that I worked with, you know, they
Mm-hmm.
are Web3 native. They completely understand what's important, how you know, what you want to do, and they really try and push things. And I think the abstract collaboration was genius. You know, that's where really the magic happened. So yeah, I was happy to work with them, and the fact that for me it was easy, I could just paint. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, like that was great.
Sorry for interrupting you once again, but I really appreciate that you joined, even if you are undoxed. And I wanted to invite Suzanne. She's undoxed too, but she's completely undoxed, so she can't even join with her voice, you know. But you said you will draw in on our space, and I just don't want to take too much your time and want to ask you maybe you will show us something.
Just paint with you guys.
Yeah.
We can just chat and paint. You know, we
Yeah.
have we.
Guys, you excited about this? Because I am.
It's not
I don't
gonna
know.
be anything. It's not gonna be anything special. I do this almost every day. Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna like
It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be a hunt
Yeah.
club.
I was thinking of just painting some clouds and shit. So actually, in order to make it easier for myself, I just tend to use my assets that I've made in the past.
What about the furry stuff we were talking about before?
Wouldn't you like that, huh?
I
Basic
like it,
for
yeah.
ratings, basic for attention economy.
I know exactly who you are, Hunt.
Have you joined Hunt's private Discord? He has like a whole furry outfit gallery there. If you
Oh
want
my
to join.
gosh. That
I'm a
does
very
not surprise me.
well dressed man, Mr. Dutch Tide. I'm a well dressed man. How do you feel about these collaborations impacting Midnight Breeze V2 now that you've worked with Abstract and worked with Red Bull, and now that you're having like more, I guess, notoriety out there as an artist, as opposed to just the founder of a collection?
Yeah, I
How
mean, good question. Like, I think for me personally, a lot of my like my credibility comes from 2021, right? So I need to update a lot of people on who I am and what I'm doing. Um, I'm also getting some reference, so you know, this is the reference. We're just gonna paint some clouds, guys. It's gonna
cool?
be nothing, not much. So there we go.
We
Yeah, I
got
feel like, you know, for me personally, the impact has been not that big. You know, it's mainly I would argue if you want to like grow your following and you want to grow engagement, you need to have consistent performance and feedback, which means, you know, people need to like, yeah, every day it needs to be a banger, right? And that's
Yeah.
kind of
You
tough.
feel it too as an
Yeah,
artist?
yeah, 100%. It's frustrating because, you know, you have AI artists who crank out the shit that I'm doing now. That's gonna this if I were to do this legit would take me at least 2 hours, and an AI artist does it in 5 minutes, right? So that's kind of frustrating.
Mm.
But then again, that's not why people follow me. You know, they don't care. They don't want quick results. They want genuine results. You know.
Guys in the chat writing that it's some Chainzoku clouds
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
with
yeah,
horns. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
bit.
we do have some cool like hand drawn clouds on our website. Yeah, that people really like. But yeah,
I
it's just
love clouds, man. It's my
yeah,
favorite
clouds is the
thing.
best. For sure, man. But yeah, what's because I'm part of the people who haven't been following you since the beginning. You know, like I've
Yeah.
discovered you recent. I mean, not recently, probably over a year ago already. But like, what's it all about? What's Midnight Breeze about? What's like I don't want to interview you right now, but like just if you could give me a
No, no, no. Good.
TLDR, you know?
Yeah, no, Mina Breeze, like the first true generative anime landscape.
Hmm.
I released back in 2021, right? Which is an hella long time ago already. And at the time, we had a couple other banner collections. Jaleel released Scapes. He's the guy from who works with Jack Butcher, right?
Hmm.
We have Mani Alada, who rest in peace. He released also a banner collection at the time, and Rock Radio with
Hmm.
Farrock. They released the Rock Radio collection, and then there was me, and I was the only one who was doing like storytelling in the banners.
Mm.
So
Mm.
this is the key difference, right? Like a lot of people, when they think of generative art, they think of yeah, the mustache, different glasses, golden grills or skin, right? Like, it's not nothing that special. Um, but then you look at generative landscapes, and suddenly there's an opportunity to tell a story. And this is what I aim to do with Midnight Breeze. So if we quickly go here, like the number, the first breeze ever.
Shenron, right?
Yeah, exactly. I took a lot of inspiration from
Yeah, looks great.
uh, actually, the characters were all done by a good friend of mine. The
Hmm.
dragon, the like all the high quality characters, all the low quality characters were done by me. Like these little
Hey, what
little
about
sprites.
Akira motorbike? Because I'm hunting
Yeah,
exactly on this trait.
yeah, it
What?
looks like the
Mm.
Akira bike a bit. Yeah,
I loved Akira,
yeah,
especially the
man.
manga. Like the
Anyway,
art was absolutely insane, but the fucking design of that bike was so iconic. And my goal was to kind of like figure out this contrast between spiritual Zen esque inspiration versus very harsh modern brutalism esque things. So you can very much see the sci-fi versus, like this is pretty zen, tranquil scene right here. But then this is like, cyberpunk is synthwave, etc. So I really aim to figure out that balance at the time, and I think that worked. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What made you choose anime as like your go-to theme over like say standard IRL kind of stuff?
What do you mean? Like what I just look at?
Yeah, like what made you choose to go to like the anime-esque route rather than like this traditional art per se?
I mean, for me personally, the value of anime art was just my obsession with it. So I was obsessed with Hayao Miyazaki, Hiroshi Nagai, and Makoto Shinkai.
Yeah,
These three, and
you
it's
just named.
because I went to Japan back in 2016, completely unaware of what the fuck was going on there. My girlfriend took me, and essentially she said, I said, we could go to Hawaii, we can go to Fiji, right? Like, why are we going to Japan? I had no interest in it whatsoever. And she was like, no, we're going. And so we ended up in Japan, and it completely blew me away, like things like tiles on the walls, these retro looking places, as if they were stuck in the 90s first. And then right next to it, you have a robot surfing you, like it was really a world of contrast for me. And so I took some time to to really. I think I'm really lucky because I got to go there before the Instagram hype period, you know, and I got to go there completely unaware of what was going on because in my mind it was just another country, you know,
Yeah.
and that that everybody who goes to Japan will say this is a life-changing experience.
Hmm.
This is something you hear a lot lately. But for me, it was a life-changing experience because it pivoted my being in its entirety. You know, I was not aware that this was. I never was interested in samurai. I didn't even watch anime, man.
Yeah.
Like I could not give two fucks at the time. But then afterwards, I started getting so interested in it, and I started craving to go back, but I couldn't. So the one way to go back was by making art and by being inspired by all these culture things, you know. And that's how we got where we are today. I think Midnight Breeze is kind of like an homage to these artists, at least V1, right? And I would say that V2 is like a complete do-over of the project almost. It in its first glance, it will look and feel the same. If we look at, for example, the an example here, right? We have it looks and feels the same. Like this is what we know and love. But in V2, I took the opportunity to really think about what am I actually making, right? What am I trying to do with this project? Um, so we look at the art now, and it's really about you connecting back to yourself. I realize this is the main thing about Breeze. A lot of people, I don't know about you guys, but from what I understand, a lot of people connect to it somehow. They try to find the thing that matters to them. Just like you have your Azuki that resonates with you, this would be another, you know?
Anime definitely have like this has this trait that it touch you to the like soul, you know. It's like just touching you, and you. I thought about this today, by the way, that I'm not just loyal to Azuki. I'm not just liking this project. I'm attached. You know, it's something like it's something like
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. So
Exactly. I think you find your own meaning in these things, right?
mhm.
And then when we talk about Breeze, this goes a bit deeper because I've had people explain to me Ian Rogers, the chief financial officer at Ledger, he collected a Breeze back in 2021, and he
Mhm.
specifically bought one way above floor that resonated with him. And why did he buy it? He said it was kind of like an encapsulation of his childhood. You know, skater kid, rock times. You know, like his whole journey was presented in this one Breeze, and I was like, wow, that is so cool. You know, like how I didn't intend it that way, obviously, but that's kind of where he went. That's kind of what happened. And
Uh-huh. Sorry.
no, you go ahead. I just
I, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
I just talk a lot, guys. Interrupt me any moment, okay?
Yeah, I just want to ask, wasn't it scary for you to start something completely new for the space back then? Because everyone drawing, PFP's characters, and that's a good point because people love to recognize them and everything. But wasn't it scary for you to do something completely different?
No, I mean at the time we rewarded artists that did something different. It's different
Mm,
now. I find it a lot scarier now than it was back then. But I also had the angle of, you know, the banner meta. This was something that was completely unexplored at the time.
mhm,
People didn't really know the added benefit of banners, and here there was suddenly a pairing for their Azuki, right? Because Azuki released a few weeks later after me, so it was like the perfect matchup. You know what I mean? And yeah, that was sick. I think Hunt was there when that happened. You know?
I was
How
there. Oh,
how
sorry.
Yeah, it actually was different. I just want to like finalize my answer. How there's the rewardings for the artists was different back then because I wasn't too much into art back then and into space at all, you know. So tell me how it's different from now.
I mean, back then there was a big incentive for artists to be there in the first place, which was royalties, right? You pay,
Ro-
you create something valuable,
mhm.
and if you manage to keep creating value for your collectors and the community, you get a piece of the pie, right? Which means there's a reason for you to really think about your collectors and your community, but also perpetual passive income if you do well. Look at Xcopy, right? He didn't. His biggest income wasn't from the sales; it was from the royalties. Do you think he makes as much money now? No,
Hmm.
because he doesn't get the royalties anymore, right? But this was a big reason for artists to come, and we all sold, we all bought from each other as well, which was
Mhm.
really cool. Like whenever I would make money, I would, I would, I would just straight up spend it instantly, and yeah, that resulted in a lot of really cool engagement. And I think people were eager to try things. Smart contracts were new and interesting, and the sky was the limit. It wasn't just fucking Shrek 6 all over again. You know what I mean? We were actually trying to push the boundary and the envelope of what was possible. And yeah, you could see that, like hash masks, very, very interesting and cool project. Not anybody, I don't know if anybody knows hash masks here,
Of
but
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, they were like innovating. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but like hell yeah. And that happened just a lot in that time. And I don't see any reason why an artist would do that now. You know what I mean? Like, why would they spend time? Also, in a world where we have brain rot and, 2-minute attention spans and like, it's just not worth it. Like, even for me, I'm an established artist, but I have a lot of insecurities about my future, in this space. And I think a lot about how can I keep this working, because my passion is in this, not just because it's my job, but because it's
Mhm.
just fucking cool. Crypto is cool beyond just making money. Like, this place is cool because you can do, like, fuck, man. If you wanted, you could create a smart contract out of this cloud, and you all could own an individual piece of the cloud, and then together you could choose when it rains. Like, this is something you could
Dude,
do.
you gotta
Wow.
copyright this.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's just a spitball game, right? But have we seen any of it? No, right? Nobody's doing it. Why? Because it costs time, money, and there's no reward. Look at Drifters, the Josie Bellini. She just released an actually innovative project. Completely
Mhm.
went under the radar. She's an OG from 2017, right? She's a punk owner. She has had a massive success with her other collections, and yet didn't work out. And I think it's a product of the time, right? Like, we're just in a time where
Hmm.
people don't really believe in NFTs all that much, except for you guys. You're all really cool, but we're a minority, right? Like, majority of the crypto doesn't care, and I think we still need to kind of like change.
Our stupid that we still believing in this. What's your thoughts about, by the way, your future and our future? You know, in general, believers in NFTs. Will it back? Probably not in the way it was. It's stupid to wait in 2021 again and again. But what's your thoughts on the space? Are you bullish in general on the Web3, or you're trying to search in something in Web2 maybe right
No, I
now?
could never go back to Web 2, honestly. I have the mentality of I will do everything in my power to succeed and to make the space I want to see it. And if I can't, then I will die trying, right? That's how I stand in it. And that's really how I feel about it. Like, previously I did banners, now I do fully generative animated landscapes. What's next? I already know what's next. But it's, like, fuck, man, I feel like the space just needs to kind of mature a bit and realize that we have something incredibly cool, they just don't want to yet. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, people are not very eager to.
You mean companies or people or
People. Web3 isn't about companies at all, right? It's about people. It's about power back to us. You know, I know we're all happy that there's an ETF, but actually,
Mhm.
we would all be a lot better off if that ETH stayed with us on fucking, you know, on the chain, and it
I
belongs to the people. I think it's weird that we're buying little packages of ETH instead of just having it in your wallet. Like, the whole point of it is that, this money is immutable, no government can touch it. That's kind of how I stand in it, right? And crypto art is no different. It's like, fuck the galleries, fuck the fucking system that says artists should be at the bottom. Here in crypto, they could be at the top, and there was a period was the case as well. Obviously, I'm biased, but you know what I mean. Like, this the one place on the planet where you can still invent something and fucking make it. It's almost impossible to reinvent the tea towel. Well, not in crypto. Ethereum is electricity, guys. Like, if you invent the blender, that's dope. Like, that's possible. Right now, everybody's still busy speculating on electricity. You know what I mean? But the real value is what we're gonna do with the blockchain, and I think there's so many use cases just waiting for us to be explored and have fun with. That, yeah, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm an artist, right? But I do it in my own way. Like, there's no there's one project. I was gonna say no, but there's one project that does generative animated landscapes, and that is Gavin Shapiro's Three Penguins. Let me pull it up.
Mhm.
I reached out to Gavin back then. Five Penguins, it's called. Sorry. Here it is.
Oh, that's cool.
This is the first generative landscape ever, animated landscape ever. As you can see, like, he has fun with the order of the penguins, the backgrounds, the colors, etc. So I'm not the first, but I can argue that there's nobody that has done it on this scale, and that was the case with Midnight Breeze as well. Like, I wasn't the first generative landscape, but I was the first at this scale, right? And with a formula that really works, like yeah.
But it's the like eternal question for the all creators. Like we want to create for the soul, but we also like understand that we need to earn money, and the more money we have, the more we can create. And this thoughts all the time in the head, like what should exactly we do?
Yeah.
Work for the money and just trying to cope for the future to create something big, or work right now for the soul, but be poor, like what to do. So what's your thoughts about it, and what's your plans, and what's your experience maybe with working with huge projects? Is it a way for the creators right now to just collaborate with big projects maybe, or what's your thoughts?
I mean, that's the one way we've always made money, but we're gonna soon see that doesn't make sense anymore with AI, right? Here's the thing: why would you hire an artist for $5,000 a month if you could just have a $20 Chat GPT subscription that does the same thing?
It does not do the same thing, though. Come on. Come on.
Ah,
Don't sell yourself
hey,
short. Don't sell
listen,
yourself short.
you and I agree on that, but does the rest of the internet agree with that? Does the
It's
rest of
getting
the world agree?
closer and closer to being the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, obviously, it's not the same thing. I completely agree with Corky here, but the reality is that majority of the people is not artist connoisseurs, and they do not know the difference. Like, also, small businesses don't give a fuck about this shit. They would also, and I don't blame them. Like, we live in a system that is about money, and money, yeah, dollar makes the world go round, they say, right? So it's not weird. But I think for artists, if I were to start over again, I
Hmm.
would still try to do the same thing, which is build an audience that's interested in me as a person. because that's the one thing that has longevity, right? Like Hunt might not give a fuck about my art, but if he thinks I'm cool, we can still go for a drink together and he will still hang out in my Discord, and maybe one day he will think my art is cool. And if he doesn't think my art is cool, he will still talk to somebody that thinks my art might be cool, you know? And this is how I can make money, either through selling the art directly to these people or through, creating incentives to be part of something. Like, that's the best way to start, because that's the one thing an AI cannot replace, is me, the
Totally
person.
agree with you. Yeah. I recently thought about it myself because finally I bought Patrick Amadon piece and I Love You. It called I Love You from new collection. And I then, just reflected why even I bought this NFT.
Hmm.
I can, yes, of course, I like the style, but I'm not like, super, super like adore it. I don't want this exact piece or something like that. But I felt more, I love his personality so much because I follow him for a year, I think, or something like that.
There
And
you
I love
go.
how he's living his life, that he's politicized, and he protecting his values. I liked some of his statements. I love his tweets about freedom, that he's care about digital identity, etc.
There you go.
Yeah, it's more about supporting his personality than actually wanting his art.
No, there you go, right? Like, that's, I think, a really good reason to support an artist, but also it's fun to be part of that journey, right? Like, and
Mhm.
also, here's the thing, like, most of the time when you buy an artwork in the real world, it's through a gallery, through an auction or whatever, and you don't really get to be part of this journey of the artist, right? And this is completely different in Web3. You get to be, I always say, in the analog world, right? When you buy an artwork, that's the end of the journey or the end of the story. You hang it on your wall and you call it a day. But in NFTs, the moment you buy an artwork, that's the start of the story and the journey, right? This is when you get into a community. This is when you get in touch with an artist. Like, it's fucking cool, and we don't really have any other place on the planet where that's the case, uh, except here on the internet in our little niche corner where, yeah, you
What's
know,
your yeah? What's your take on galleries in Web3? Do you
I
like
mean,
them or?
I think they're cool, I guess. Like, they have their place. I'm not against them. But I also don't really know, like I feel like the whole point was to kind of do shit yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think?
I see it more as an outlet because I'm going to be biased because I did a curation show once with a gallery in Web3, and I saw it more as an outlet. Like, I introduced three new artists who had never done an NFT in their life. They didn't know what they were doing. I went through so
Yeah.
many Reddit posts to find them, and yeah, I think it's a bit of a devil's advocate. Galleries need their funds obviously to run, and yeah, artists should have primary earnings, more of the earnings.
I was walking through the city here recently, and I saw a gallery, and they were selling artworks for $100 a piece or €100, and I was thinking like €50 of that is going to the gallery. Yeah, but all the gallery is doing is putting it in the window. There's
Yeah,
no, and I was like, damn. Like, if there's like, dude, if you could sell my artwork every day for me, fuck yeah, you and I are doing business. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But most of the time, that's not, like, galleries are very complacent, right? Like, I mean, I can't say too much because I don't have that much experience with them.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
take what I say on that regard with a grain of salt.
yeah.
By
But
the way, talking about your plans, maybe you planning something with galleries, you're planning something with new collections because Hunt said yesterday like you planning new collection, and I was like, uh, is it true? Or
yeah, I've been working on Midnight Breeze for the past 4 years, and 3 years of those was the next rendition of it.
Mhm.
So, Midnight Breeze, generative animated landscape utilized as a banner, utilized as a social post. You can post about it and it will do numbers. I'm pretty sure about that. Um, it's kind of like an expression of yourself in a lot of ways, not directly, like it's not like you're in that world with your name and your character, but it is very much a connection to you as an individual. So I'm telling a story that evolves with you. I think that's the core of my next project, and it's called Midnight Breeze. To give you an idea, this is what you're all used to. This is. Do you remember that picture I showed you earlier? Here, this one. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you can
Words,
see
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right? It's the same one. So what's gonna happen is people who own the original breezes, they get to burn or fragment, we call it fragmenting, into the new collection. Same number, same traits, completely different experience. And how is it a different experience?
And
Well,
you're adding furries as well, right?
yes, specifically for Hunt. Hunt only. 1-1. No,
Let's
but
go.
what's cool is like each of these layers, this is what we're used to seeing in Web3 is like just a static image. But now the whole thing is actually animated.
Wow.
Whoa.
I don't know if you
Ooh,
guys can hear the screen. Probably not.
no.
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 No, we can't. Wait.
Well, there's a
No.
generative soundtrack as well,
I
which
reckon you need
means.
to hum it for us right now.
Okay, let me try. No.
Will it be recreated the traits that I burned from first collection? For example, if I have this Akira motorbike that I like, will it be repeated in the new one NFT that I will receive or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
Equally the same. And I'm also doing 3,000 new mints, which means that the total collection will be 10,000 Midnight Breezes. Some of them in view in the first version and some of them in the second version. Uh,
Uh,
and,
uh-huh.
and these new ones, they are combinations that haven't been possible before, as well as some new unique traits that completely change the vibe and look and feel of the project.
Bro, the way the tail whip from the dragon
Yeah.
makes the cloud like erupt at the end is so fucking dope, bro.
And
That
who are
is
these little ghost guys? Did you design them
nice.
yourself? They're so cool.
Yes, they are hungry ghosts, as we call them.
Very Miyazaki vibe.
100% inspired by Miyazaki and Buddhism. So in Buddhism, you have the different realms, right? You have the realm of human, realm of animal, realm of
Mm.
gods, demons, and the realm of the hungry ghosts, which is where you go if you have really bad karma.
Mm.
So the story of these little guys is that they are actually spirits. They are
Mhm.
spirits that turned into hungry ghosts because they were unable to let go of their past. And this kind of what happens to you if you're unable to let go of the things that hold you back, right? You kind of turn into goofy little fucker. So that's what these guys represent, you know?
Let me rename myself on Discord. I'm gonna become Goofy Fucker.
But wait, when the launch of the collection of the new collection, when it will be?
I don't know yet. 2025.
2025. Okay, so give advice for me, a person who has like zero point 0.0 cent ETH, and yeah, like what should I do? Waiting for the new collection or purchasing old one? Like what's your advice as a creator? Interesting.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I create a collectible game. The thing about Breeze is that at first glance, you're like, hey, this is cool. Let me just buy a floor Breeze, right? But the moment you start looking for something you want, the price goes up quick. And
Yeah,
this is for a reason, and it's because there's a lot of depth to each trait. There is something called hidden traits, which are traits that are not registered in the metadata, but that are visual. So these are things that if you don't know about it, you don't know that you have something incredibly rare. And this was very fun during Mint because people were flooring super rare breezes, you know, and the community that was aware of it was like, holy shit, super cheap, super cheap, super. It's like, you know, alien punk, but on the floor because people do not know that it's an alien punk. And this is kind of like how V2 goes way deeper on this aspect where I want you to have fun with collecting. I want you to get to know the traits, the stories, the combinations, the secrets that this world has to unfold. And some secrets will only
Okay.
be visible in V2, and others will only be visible if you get a original breeze into the next version, right?
I
I need to
just
stop
Okay.
calling it V2 because V2 kind of undersells the
Yeah.
whole thing, I
Mhm.
find.
I want
Mm.
this as a storybook, like physical storybook.
What did you say?
It would be cool to have this as like a physical storybook.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
So
man. Yeah, I mean, that'd be really cool, but then again, these are animated, right?
yeah,
So there's like keep them to give you an idea, this is 720 frames. So that means you have
Damn.
720 frames to choose one for your banner, which is pretty fun. Like this could be your banner, this could be your banner. And not a lot happens in this one, but let's choose the next one. Maybe this one has more going on.
What's your favorite traits? Because for me, I also, catch some traits that I really like. It's first, of course, a Kira motorbike again. Second is text, because text, I love this anime styled text,
Yeah,
up
the filters.
there.
Yeah.
We have it on the back right now. Where are you going? And you also have something in Japanese. So I really like. And will this trait somehow?
Wow.
Mm, that's so cool.
It's so nice, yeah.
yeah.
Will this trade somehow,
Whoa.
playable too on the new layers? What will be with text?
Yeah, of course. When I say everything
Oh
is
shit, that's so
animated,
dope.
I mean everything is animated.
That's gorgeous, honestly.
Yeah, I need this in my life, like
I
right now.
Crazy.
could have needed on my wall.
These are, and they look fully, yeah. Like
Wow.
it's completely. You could just have this on forever.
I
So
needed like as a giant hologram on a cyberpunk tower somewhere in the city, you know.
that's the thing, right? Like if you have the hologram plus a city, that's a way more interesting combination than the hologram and the Fuji.
Hmm.
I find.
Yeah, yeah, that
So
makes sense.
it's really interesting how these traits correspond to one another and how different traits with each other creates different stories. Um, so this is I'm showing you actual alpha right now. Like people
Oh
in the
shit.
community, I'm pretty sure people in the community are like, "The fuck's going on?" Yeah.
Wait, so am I the only one here that holds a midnight breeze?
Yes.
Hey,
I,
how do you
I
know? How do you know?
Wow.
wait.
Wow, you little
Yeah, no, I do not
bitches.
own one yet.
Wow.
Oh,
Alright.
guys, correction. The whales, one whale alone has spent 500K.
Oh
What?
my
That's
god.
crazy.
I
Wow.
thought all three of them collectively had 200K, but it's
That's
one.
wild. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That always puts a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how that makes you feel. Like $500,000 one person has invested in you. It must be a lot of like, must be a big weight on your shoulders.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's a weird place to be, right? Like it's at the same time it's like super cool because holy shit, somebody loves the art this much, but at the same time it's like what will they do if I cannot deliver, you know?
Hmm.
Or what do they expect from me? Yeah.
Yeah, and they're completely anonymous, but I've always invited them
You don't know them at all?
no,
It's
no, I do
crazy,
not
man.
know who it is. All three of them I do not know. But I've invited them for conversation, like if they want to talk about it, and you know, I'm always really honest. It's like if you do not feel comfortable with this, don't do it. Breezes are not expensive. They're actually very approachable for individuals. Roughly 150 euros right now or dollars. Yeah, if you like Ara, look for something specific. It goes quick,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
you know, they're doing it because they believe in my vision, and I commend them from that. But I always say, Hunt, the biggest stakeholder in this entire project is me, because
Hmm.
I've spent all the money I made. It's back in the project, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I lived of it. I've had people work full time for a couple years on the project with me. It's been a tremendous journey. The, if I can make this succeed, so will everybody else. You know what I mean? Like I'm completely on one line with them here. So although I find it scary, I also understand their position because I'm in their position, right? Like they want to see me succeed, I want to see me succeed. So we're just gonna have to make it happen. You know what I mean? Um,
That's a cute logic, you know. I have the same logic, you know. Everyone loves me. I loves me too.
no, yeah, like you benefit from like I wouldn't do anything that would that you wouldn't do anything that cancels you, right? Like makes no sense.
Hmm.
So you benefit from growth and you benefit from being a unique individual. You benefit from yeah, all these things. So I think that's what the whales kind of look for as well, you know, like they just want to I don't know what they want. I can't talk for them, but
It's, yeah, if especially if you don't know who they are.
yeah. But I do know that you don't invest 200 300K in something you don't
Yeah,
believe
that's
in, you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So
Wait, I want to back you to traits a bit. Can I? Because I want to know what's your favorite traits because I'm like looking right now and I don't understand much with this storytelling and everything, you know, all deep layers, obviously, because I just into it. So, oh, I like the big cat. Damn, it's so expensive. So, what's your
Oh
favorite traits? Like it's 0.5.
shit.
for me, the clouds. Clouds, palm trees.
Is it some obsession or what is it?
Yeah, I mean to be honest, yeah, yeah, 100%.
What
Uh,
what connect you with clouds? Like, is it something from childhood, or what? Why the clouds?
I don't know. I guess I'm always with my head in the sky. I don't know. Like
Hmm.
clouds are unique. Huh? They're different every single moment of the day. Like you'll never ever see the same cloud twice. It's impossible. And I don't know. I love how they look and feel. Like I made this photo. I just make photos like this all the time because I just love clouds so much.
Yeah,
and then
man,
I
you're really good at this for sure.
and then I just want to paint them. You know, like we do now.
But it's completely different. Like I didn't understand from the start how like, what you exactly are you drawing. It's different cloud that you drawing, or for you it's like the same. How it's working? Because I see completely. I don't understand why you even use this as a mood board. You know how it's for
Ah,
you.
it's not a mood board. It's reference.
Reference, yeah.
I use it. I study the shape of the cloud. I look at the structure of it. Right. So, hey guys, welcome to Dutch Tide art class. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Now you're basically experiencing what everybody in my Discord experiences regularly. But when we look at clouds, you should look at the things. What I find very interesting is the shape, right? So here we see a little bit of the bottom here, right? We see some overlap, and then we have a big one here in the back, right? And then we see suddenly a gray, darker one here that apparently doesn't catch any light, right? So when I'm looking at these things, I'm like, okay, I should have a darker section, which we see here, right? I want to see the bottom, the bottom of the clouds, which we see here. And I want to catch that little light ray, God ray thingy, which we see here and here, right? So, and then obviously another thing is if you draw clouds, the closer you get to the horizon, the flatter they get. So this is this as an actually let me do it nicely. This is a cloud here. Then if you
You-
do it here,
Hmm.
a little
I
bit
feel
like
like
that.
you'll be able to tell like if it can rain if you just look at the sky at this point with all your cloud knowledge.
Corky, do you see the same like as an artist? I don't see this. I have like art education, but I don't see what you see, to be honest.
It's how I use reference though.
I
Like,
see it, yeah, but I'm not an artist, but I see it.
you know,
I tried to sneak in a furry joke, but I couldn't find one. So.
you want me to put a little furry in there?
Yes, please.
Hunt, yes, please, and then upload it on Singular.
Yeah.
We're begging you. It will
I
be
Can
mean,
I
there's
can
certain
I
parts
can
of
I
the
ask
cloud that are
what
furry.
Singular is about by any chance? By the way, because I'm not super familiar with Singular.
Yeah, Singular is a platform to allow for on-chain reputation, to allow for open edition competitive mints, and to allow for like community contributions. So when you log in, it like scans your wallets. It attaches you to any community you're a holder of. You can create open editions dedicated to that community. And then there's a leaderboard for communities where it tallies
Mm.
how many holders you have, how high their on-chain reputational score is. So what their like on-chain reputation or data says about them. Do they hold for a long time? Are they traders? Do they buy dips? Do they support? Have they bought early projects at the right times? Are they culturally relevant? Do they floor their airdrops? Do they stake their airdrops? Like it takes all this data, gives them a score, and then each community gets an individual score based on their holder score, how much art is created for them, and how many mints those art pieces get. Each mint is $5 programmed, and essentially it's 75 cents to the project it represents or is dedicated to, 75 cents to a raffle for each minter, $2.50 to the artist, and 99 cents to the platform. So it's
That's
meant to be
super
like a
interesting.
home base where essentially you see all of your NFTs, all of your meme coins, all of your communities, all of your collected art, all of your created art, your on-chain score, the heat maps of which projects holders are doing what and which ones are good and where they interconnect. And we're creating more and more tools to it.
I can't do it. Sorry, I can't do
You can't do the
furry.
furry.
No.
Oh, it looked so good. You were doing like the
Yeah,
fucking
man.
rabbit and shit.
Let's try again. Let's see. I need to do it in perspective. That's why it's tough.
I mean, listen, there's parts of me that are furry. There's parts of you that are furry. There can be
Imagine
parts of the sky that are furry too.
Yeah, I did not consider this, Hunt.
Yeah, probably.
Which parts of me are furry?
As you can see, I do not know how to make money because I would be so rich if I could.
Yeah, man.
Oh
Furry
my
art
gosh,
sells
this
a
is
lot.
so perfect. Wait, can you shape the you know, sometimes you look at the clouds and you're like, oh, I see a fox, I see a whale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to think about.
That's hard to do for
This is
sure.
so
That's
perfect.
so cool.
Actually, I know what we do. If we want to draw a furry, it needs to be here at the horizon, right?
Yes.
So
It was completely hijacked the conversation.
When I
That's
look to the horizon, I need to see our future together, Dutch Tide.
wait, so something like this, right?
Oh my god, we look so good.
Oh my god.
Wait, I have that star. Look, I have the star, so it's like
Let
You
me-
had it tattooed.
You want to
on
see
you.
how I use reference? Then this is how we do it. All right, we're gonna learn.
You have a furry star now.
I'm ready.
Furry stream, guys. Let's go.
Yo, if this becomes a hidden trait in the new collection,
No,
nah.
nah. What do you think?
Yes,
We are
we
literally
want
watching the
it.
future right now.
If you want that Hunt, we can do it. You just have to pay a lot of money, okay?
Yeah, we
Bro,
will make
listen,
sold out to
what's a
you.
lot of money? I have a lot of testnet ETH. Is that
If you want
Sephora?
to, if you want to trade in the collection, we should probably start at like maybe 300K.
No, look.
Holy
We
shit,
having
Sephora?
look,
Huh?
guys, we're having Azuki event soon, right? And Hunt will meet a lot of rich people. So all you need to do, Hunt, is to suggest everyone furry art.
Furry art. Actually, if you could draw Hunt, you would. I knew you would draw
I can
this.
draw.
Can you draw furries?
I could
The
try.
thing is with furs is their anatomy sucks, man. It makes no sense. I'm not the one to talk because I cannot draw them, but this
I
is
mean,
why
I
I
think
had
part
a
of the
friend doing this.
enticing aspect of furries is how well they suck. So I would just like to.
Excuse me?
What? What? Even I
Pardon?
didn't get it. I thought the point is in the tail, you know.
Okay, I'm ready. I've got my sketch pad. I've got a
What?
pencil.
Ira,
What
what kind of operation are you running here?
I'm
I
drawing
have
a
no
furry.
idea.
Okay.
Here we go. We can now draw the clouds.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Oh,
god, bro, you did it.
No, I didn't yet, but we
Wait,
shall do it.
I'm gonna
yeah, you
also
need some
draw.
thick paws.
I'm skipping
Yeah,
those guys.
pause, pause.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
you.
that's actually pretty cool, man.
And then what we do, we grab a little bit of like a darker one, and then we add some shadow to
Oh
these
yeah.
clouds. Man, this sucks. This is so hard to do, just especially on the spot under pressure. It's not gonna work.
So
No
much pressure
pressure
right
from
now.
us.
Oh my god, I can see it. I
No,
can
I'm
see
saying
it.
full
Wait,
pressure.
just change the positioning. Let those be thighs.
These look like chicken wings now, man.
Okay, I'm drawing as well with a pencil.
My community is gonna be so disappointed. Like this is our founder.
Yeah. I spent 500K on this guy. I mean, what
It's
the
like he never does this while he live streams. What is he doing now?
Do it for the culture.
Yeah, we do it for the culture, guys.
Yeah.
Ignore this part of the stream, okay?
You know, Ira's slowly corrupting like everyone on here. Like it's a new tactic.
Yeah, I think it's Hunt Club is
Okay.
actually behind all of this.
I've
He's the
got
head
Yeah,
of
he
it.
orchestrate. This is the whole reason he joined. He's just here to make sure the conversation went this way.
I've got the jawline. I've got the hair.
Oh, he's drawing it as well. Oh my god.
Jorge, don't think that you are safe because we want Furi in your collection as well. Furi is safe.
God damn it. Oh man.
I know
mean,
that you add in some IPs in your collection, so please make some singular IP with Furi.
we kind of do have like sort of furries. We have these guys with cat ears.
Oh
that,
shit!
like,
I forgot these guys are still they're
we
gone.
get cat skin and cat ears, so it's part of like it's a small. Like there's only 40 in the
No,
supply.
you can't use something that you already have.
Oh, I have to add one then.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my god. Yeah, and a fox
Got
suit.
you,
And...
got you.
This
Yeah,
is
and
this is
then
the thing, right? There's never enough traits.
and that's after you will mint your collection, or even now, you know, we can put fun arts on the singular page. That's how guys can earn some money too, who is adore your project, and they can share their art and earn like that. I did it myself. I earned $20 or something like this.
Nice.
But on my photo with Azuki t-shirt. So I in this
This
right
one,
now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So far, here's what I've got so far. I don't know.
why it looks like me? Good morning. Like literally I look like
My
this.
furry, so it's actually, man, this isn't like, that's not half bad.
No, you did good. You did good, Hunt.
Oh
Hold on, let me
boy.
keep- this is why people will move towards AI art because of quality like this. Okay.
Oh man, it just takes practice.
Okay,
you know?
let me try with AI then. Furry art.
It won't allow it. I bet you.
You think so?
Which I think is a good thing, by the way.
What should I, like, anatomy wise, what should I have the arm doing?
You can figure it out, man.
This is the hardest part. I hate arms.
By the way,
Yeah.
Hunt, you
Yeah.
you have Furry on your PFP. You had before with your hamster.
Yeah, I
from
just
Azuki.
changed it back. I'm a sloth again. I'm a sloth again. I like my
Hamster?
sloth.
That's a Furry.
It's not still a furry.
It's a fucking sloth. Put some respect on the sloth, okay?
No, sloths are
Is it the
furries.
Azuki slot, right? The elemental. Yeah, those are cool, man.
I like my sloth. Yeah, this arm, man, I'm really bad at these arms. I can never figure out, like, but I think so far so good. Ira, what do you think? This is furry Ira. I'm gonna give her.
I told you it looked like me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give
Alright,
her more fur.
He's trying to capture your hair.
if we get 1,000 viewers, by the way, Ira will be dressing as a furry next stream. Just
That will
confirming.
instantly get 1,000 viewers.
Wait, okay, I can do this.
Hey Ira, I had a question actually. I saw the video, the Kaze video with the kimono. It's
Yeah.
not you in it, right? It's just the same hairstyle, but it's not you. Or is it you?
In
No,
kimono,
it's not you.
it's me,
Is
but
it?
yes.
I don't recognize. I didn't recognize you from because I always see you from
Oh.
facing the camera, not from the profile. So I was not sure it was you.
Wait,
I'm
are
j-
you now insulting me?
No, 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 no. Just it doesn't look like you. Just the same. I'm sorry. It's
No, it's me.
it's you.
Like,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Sorry.
how can it not look like me? Wait,
It
I
looks
don't
exactly the same hair, but the face looks different from the side because I've never seen you from the side.
Yeah, she normally uses filters. That's the difference. This time she's using a filter right now.
And
my
you don't have the
God, to
glasses. You don't
shame.
have the glasses on either. That's why.
I
Sorry.
hope I look there good. Now I need to ask
Of
you.
course, you look good from
I
any
can't believe I
side,
dressed up as a
obviously.
furry and no one's even noticed.
Oh my god.
No,
Can we take some
I saw the
time
cat.
to
I saw it,
appreciate?
man.
God.
We
What the
see
fuck?
you.
Is that a cat? It looks more like yeah.
Meow.
You know, you just
Meow.
need your sloth mask, and then you're pretty much a furry.
That's actually a good idea. I like this though. This is from the Azuki collection.
How is it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
The
Who of
Kigu
you are
Dao.
Azukis?
What? It's from Azuki collection for real?
Yeah, the Kigu Dao released like a cat Kigu.
What? That's wild. I wanted to.
You like cats?
No,
Well, you
No,
know.
you don't.
I have like I'm more a dog person. Oh my God! Wait, Kyra wrote in something big to us. Something cool about Midnight Breath is that it separates itself from others and other NFTs, as it's not about having one or simply holding one, but rather find the one you love with the traits and emotions that will hit you hard. GG Dutch.
Oh, thanks,
GG touch.
Kaito.
That was like such a wholesome
Kaito, absolute
message.
legend. Met him in Italy or in Paris, and it was really nice. Oh, yeah, I did meet you in Paris, I think. Or
Hmm.
was
He
or
was
was it? Were you also there?
no.
Oh man, it's a shame we didn't meet there. We actually had like two events around our hot sauce and stuff and during NFT Paris. It was really fun. I actually met with Kevin and the guys from Final Bosu, but didn't meet you guys for some reason.
Yeah, I missed you, man. I was
Next time.
there. Yeah, I don't know if I'll
Because
go
you're in
next.
Europe as well, right?
Yeah, I'm in Netherlands.
Kaita, by the way, I sent you the link so you can join if you want us, if you're watching us right now. I sent you the link in DMs.
You know what I'm thinking? I feel like we all need to meet, have a cloud watching session on a live stream.
Everybody
What
smokes weed and watch clouds. That's good.
I always say, less weed, more weeb.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Stay in
No.
school, kids. Don't end up like Ira.
I don't smoke weed at all.
Oh, okay, that's not what your hair says.
I smoke on the cigarettes. I had traumatized by weed, by the way, because my classmate, he was like handsome tall guy, like he was like a really really cool guy. He was smart,
Ooh,
but then he
Camino.
started to smoke all the time, all the time, and he became so stupid. I swear to God, like he became completely vegetable. So I had like trauma from this experience, and I don't smoke at all because I'm afraid it does something with your brain,
It
Wait,
does.
which vegetable did he become? Like an eggplant or like a squash? Which vegetable would you say he became?
I'm not like super against, but I just don't I prefer no
Look,
I
in the
won't.
Netherlands, it's very normal, huh?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's nothing strange. I think that's why the allure isn't that high for me personally.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I find this dark part a little bit boring, guys. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, completely boring. Man, it looks like photorealistic. Okay, no.
Wait, who thinks the dark part's boring? What do you mean I like it?
Yeah, I
This
like
part
it too.
here.
Oh no.
What
I
can we
feel
do with it?
Maybe
we
you
can
can have
add
a
some
bit of light coming through it, yeah.
There you go. You
Yeah,
see,
Yeah.
Corky and I, same wavelength, man.
why don't you give it some lightning in there? as if the
Oh,
storm is coming.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that
easier said than done, though.
yeah, I have no clue how to paint lighting in a
Yeah,
cloud.
man. Just
I
use a
guess
reference image, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, just do this, you know.
Also, it doesn't make sense because it's not a storm cloud.
It
True
looks
that.
dark enough to be a storm cloud.
And I really feel like cloud nerd in this.
Do you know your clouds? Do you know the names, the
I
Latin names
see
and
what
everything?
Han doing, and I agree with him.
Cumulus?
We need
Cumulus?
lighting.
Yeah. I don't know if the names are the same across languages.
All
By the
the
way, like, are you using your AI yourself? I don't remember if you said about this. Do you use it yourself right now?
I use it for reference because
Mm.
it's incredibly tedious sometimes to find very, very specific reference, and somehow
Mm.
AI can do it occasionally. But I learned that personally, I find that if the more AI I use, the less personal my work feels for me. So in the beginning, when AI came out, I thought it was really fun because it was one big goop of shit, and you could kind of project your own thoughts and ideas on it, which is what I really like. Like it allowed for a lot of creative thinking. Remember the Will Smith era when like Will Smith Spaghetti Time, like
Yeah,
that shit was funky, but it allowed you to kind of like project Will Smith on there. Like I don't know. Then as time went on, it got more and more specialized, and it kind of took away the shit I liked about it, which was the
Mm.
fact that it wasn't able to do my job. It was able to give me inspiration, paint from chaos, we call it. Create something out of nothing. And now, if I use AI, I use it for reference. Like I said, let's find a good example.
I just noticed. By the way, I have clouds here. Now I will think about you every time. But I want to also ask you: are you a happy person? Like as an artist, like we know that artists not like to suffer, but suffering a lot most often. And what's about you? Do you think it's like necessary to create, experience some bad feelings, and how you feel like most of your days? Are you a happy person or? Because we had like for example Brian Brickman, and he said like he's almost all the time like happy person, and that's why his art look like super like cartoon style clouds also, by the way. So what's about you?
I love Brian. I met him in NFT
Yeah,
Paris briefly, and he's
super
really,
cool.
really nice guy. Before we can answer the question, here's a good example of how I used AI in the early stages. Like
Mhm.
you can see, it gives you an idea of what a lantern could look like.
Not gonna
Um,
lie, I thought that was a kangaroo for like 30 seconds before you said it. I don't know why.
I don't know how you see kangaroo in it, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
man. I
But you
need some of
see,
that weed you're smoking, man.
I just typed in like baroque. I don't even remember what I typed in, but I remember seeing this color effect, which I thought was interesting, and I remember seeing these little thingies up here and this little holder. Now I was like, okay, I can probably do something with that, and then I created this light out of it, right? So this was first done in 3D, and then layer by layer, it becomes a lamp, like here you can see the amount of layers it takes. I don't know if that's any interesting. If that's I don't know if that's interesting, but you can see like you still do it all by hand.
Wow.
Because of that, it still gets its own expression. You know what I mean? Um, this is how you start, like the base, shadow, metal, a little bit of light, highlights. I do this all the time for everything. Like this is my process. Here's the 3D, right? It's also good to see. Helps me with the perspective. I add some glass, ugly glass, a glass redo.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
uh,
insane amount of work.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
man, it's crazy.
this is just the lamp. This was the easier one. I had to animate it though. Like I said, after you've painted it, that's when you still have to do everything else, right?
And have you tried doing this directly in Blender, like with all the anime shaders and stuff?
I hate the anime shaders.
Yeah, you don't like it because some of them look really good. I think it's not like this, of course.
I'm
This
not
is
good enough
Samsung.
at Blender to make it look like
Mm.
my own style, right? So
And Substance Painter, no, haven't
I
tried it
cannot be
either.
bothered learning how to UV unwrap.
Oh yeah, that's the big thing with the Substance. You're
I
right.
could not care less.
Because other
I'm
than that, it works just like Photoshop with a few extra things, you know.
Yeah, it's just fuck UV unwrapping. Why can't AI do that? Why can't AI do
Dude,
that?
it's the one thing I said when AI started coming up. I'm like, dude, please do the UV unwrapping for us.
Yes, that would be really great. For everybody that doesn't know, when you work in 3D,
Yeah.
here we see our little strawberry sando, right? And if I click here, you see all these little squares. We call these polygons.
Mhm.
But in order to project a texture properly on it, I can show you right now what that
You
looks
need to
like.
make you open the UV window,
First,
right?
first we just do the cube. Here we go. And if I grab the strawberry sando texture, it would look like,
Yep.
yeah, it doesn't even, is it this one?
I
I think it's this one.
think you need to create a new material, no? I don't
Here we
know.
go.
Oh
This is
shit,
what
yeah.
that looks like. It is a fully unwrapped cube.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you go into the UV editor over here, you can see if I press A, I select all these little polygons. This is what that looks like. See, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So this is easy because it's a square. But if you do
Yeah.
something complex like a person,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
or
Yeah,
in
the
this
bodies
case,
are horrible to do, but like a lamp is not that hard to be honest. Like
yeah,
you can.
you feel free to do it for me,
Yeah,
Corky.
fair. Let's
I
do it.
welcome
Let's do
you.
it.
I gladly let you do it. For me, I'm quicker doing painting, right?
Yeah, I get it.
So you see, I mean, we painted these clouds, and how
Yeah.
long have we been at
Oh,
it?
you
An
couldn't.
hour and a
Yeah, that
half.
would be harder to do in Blender, most likely, to be honest. But you could just import some pre-rendered clouds and just play
But
around with the materials.
to answer your question, Ira, I'm pretty happy.
Oh yeah, that was the question before. So,
I can be
Yeah.
worried, I guess, anxious person.
oh yeah, and
When
you
when
can't not
I
be anxious if you're a founder. Honestly, it's just impossible.
yeah, well, yeah, like fuck, man, like going to sleep is sometimes quite stressful because that's when you start processing everything and you realize like holy shit, there's still so much I have to do. There's so much I'm still missing. You also 90% of the time I'm figuring shit out I've never done before. You know what I mean? So yeah, that stresses me out. Um, Also, a big problem of me is I'm an artist, so every problem I have, I try to solve through art, which doesn't always work. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But um, I was quite unhappy for a while. I have to be honest with you. Like I had this. The night I minted Midnight Breeze was a crazy night. I minted out in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Before this, I was nobody. I had a little bit of money in my bank account, but I was living at home. I did not have any prospects of moving out. Like that. I did not know where I was going. I just knew I was going somewhere. And suddenly I have a successful project. I didn't expect that at all. You know what I mean? And by the end of it, I promised I'm gonna make the next rendition of this project. I promised it basically the same day. Because I wanted to. The first one I already wanted to be animated. I just didn't know how to do it. Um, and then I spent 3 years, almost every single day, working on it. Like imagine today you start something, Ira, and then in 3 years it is finished, but you have no clue how it will be received. You don't know what's gonna happen to it. You just know this is the promise you made, and you want to see it through. You know what I mean? And that is kind
Mhm.
of it's kind of tough. It comes
It
with yeah, it comes with stress. Like you have to deliver on expectations. You have to make sure that whatever you're doing is gonna blow it out of the park. And then also yeah, I can't outsource everything because it's still my project. It's still my art. So I had to do it, you know?
Were you then taking your resource and how you balance, your mental health? Is any tricks here? Is any hints here? Is anything that you like found for yourself?
I mean, I walked my dog a lot. She
Mhm.
passed away last year,
Mm,
around
sorry about that.
around this time actually, in 4 days. And yeah, we walked a lot. I was out in nature, but I wasn't allowed to take a holiday because taking a holiday meant the project was finished for me, but it wasn't. So I couldn't go on holiday. I couldn't leave my dog alone at home. These two things really kept me in my house a lot, or in my apartment. And I think that was really tough. Like my girlfriend got quite worried about me at some point because I would just not really do or go anywhere. Bye, Corky. See you.
I see you guys. Have to go.
Bye.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
everybody. It was nice meeting everyone.
But I once, yeah, I think this was just, it was just struggle, Ira. Like there was no shortcuts. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
see the clouds I paint now, right? Like these are not good. They're not production ready. They're just little. They're like a doodle essentially.
No,
But
now I like it actually.
No,
for me,
I
it's a doodle. Like I cannot use this. Um, I had to really go through the art, as in every aspect of it, and then all the things that happened at home. Like my stepdad got a stroke, like literally the same month or the next month
Damn.
after my mint, and he became paralyzed. Like he was in coma for a long time. We had to arrange the whole house. Then my grandmother died as well in the same like 3 months, and
gee,
yeah, and
Damn.
then I had to take full-time care of my dog at the same time while building on a project, while trying to stay relevant. Like it adds on top of each other.
yeah,
Um,
that
but
must.
what helped a lot is like for me being out in nature, taking a moment. Yeah? Therapy, recommend it to anybody, even if you feel like you don't have anything to say. I think it's nice to. I do a type of therapy where it's not so much about talking about your problems. It's more about finding, like, reconnecting to this person you're afraid of. So anxiety is a part of me. It's you shouldn't push that aside, right? You should embrace it and understand where it comes from, and then maybe you can have a conversation with this side of yourself that needs some attention. This helped me a lot to go through a lot. Meditation, I really like. It's really hard, but
By the way, I started my NFTs like my way as an artist in NFTs from meditations. I decided to do meditations for people who don't meditate and make it like, for example, if person listening rock, I will collaborate with the rock musician and we will create like rock meditation.
oh my
And
gosh.
I made 3 meditation and I'm really sorry right now at this moment that I quit it because I was starting to doubt, people don't need it, people laugh at me, and obviously people did it. But now I think it was actually a brilliant idea because art for my meditation was drawn by artist and music was written by musician, and yeah, I created the text and the idea, so we shared the profit. And that's another thing because I of course couldn't sell much. My blog was only 2K people and wasn't focused on selling something, at all
Yeah.
because I was clipping memes. But yeah, but it was a cool idea. So
I
yeah.
learned it. I learned how to meditate when I was in Nepal in 2018. I went to Nepal for a month,
Mhm.
and I just stayed in this monastery. Um, I got introduction to Buddhism and to meditation and disturbing emotions, and that was kind of like the start of my journey into the internal world. But
Mhm.
I still find meditation tough. I do it every day, twice a day, most of the time.
Wow.
But you know, just yesterday I was doing one, and it was just 15 minutes of like, oh my god, I have so much shit to do. Oh my god, I have to do so. But still, there was like 10 seconds where I was like, all observing it, all part of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I'd argue, you know, like my family helps me a lot. Um, you know, people I can trust, people I can be with. Um, you know, but it is tough. And for me, I just want to do art, but as a founder, there's so much shit that comes with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And people have so many expectations, you know, like you. I'm being really honest now. Most communities don't want to hear this stuff, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm like, yeah,
I feel like Web3 art is just something on roids. Like you, you cannot catch a break. It's either you promise utility and then everyone's going to be on your case about it, or you just produce art and then people will just ask for utility.
yeah, yeah. And I think I walk a really fine line here that works, but
Yeah,
like the utility is your connection to it. The real utility is you can just use it as a banner, and people have been using it as banner for years. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been great, you know. Like, I love that. But I find that the connection you have with it, that's the real utility. You know what I mean? This is where people find. This is why there's still people holding so much later because there's just something in there for them that doesn't have that much to do with me at all.
Yeah.
Uh, but you're right, man. Like it's a double-edged sword, you know. Like you can it cuts both sides. So you have to be really careful. But I learned that if you're honest and you think about why it triggers people when you say these things, you can understand. Like it has everything to do with trust, and it's not so weird we don't have that in this space, right? Like people rug all the time,
yeah,
you know. So I don't think it's weird that people distrust when you say things like that,
yeah,
um, and that they are like constantly looking for reasons to fud you, maybe with the hope that they prevent this kind
Oh,
of pain
yeah.
for other people, you know.
No, the more you're growing, I noticed this, the more people want you to fail. They're just waiting for you to fail. They just, that's why it's not even like it's important to gain more like right people around with the same, like the same, from the same pride, if I can say so, with the same feeling of beauty, with the same, like just your people. And
I
that's
have my
how
people. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I have them for sure.
I have mine too, of course. Like that's the huge blessing I feel. But on your opinion, what help you to find your people faster? Like if we talk about artists, for example, who just start in their way, is it? I'm talking about me, including because
Hmm.
I definitely need more of my people. So what's the fastest or the most right way to find your people?
Yeah, I think what I said earlier comes back down to like being for me being genuine is very important. I think this when you attract what you emit, right? If you're a very negative person, you attract negative people. If you're a very genuine person, you attract genuine people.
I can argue with you because I recently again thought about, this anime way of the character, because I love anime, I love reflect about this. And I thought like, okay, I highly like into these anime stories where a character like hero fighting with bad people or something bad or something like this, the way of the hero that is hard. So I feel like by like watching this positive anime or stories, I'm attracting troubles in my life because I am on the way of the main hero, in my opinion, So that's how I'm also, I feel like I'm attaching sometimes something bad in my life, and that's how I grow. It's like bad situations in my life help me to grow the best. What's your thoughts about it?
I agree. I mean, you can't grow in your comfort zone, right? It's not possible. You have to, yeah, unfortunately, like, but I think there's a difference between having bad things happening to you. The thing is, you can't really control that, right? Like, I didn't decide for my stepdad to get a stroke, and
Yeah,
then, it affects me to this day in terms of, like, we have to take care of him, we have to think about him. There's a lot of stress surrounding this aspect of my life. I can't. The one thing I can do is control how I react to it, and yeah, that makes it less bad, right? Because really, it's not his fault, it's not my fault. We're just dealing with the cards life deals you, and I just choose how to play them out. I think somebody said this recently. It was an amazing interview I listened to. Oh yes, this guy that he committed euthanasia because he had ALS, so
what?
he decided to stop that. And he
Yeah,
said, "You do not decide what cards you're dealt. You only decide how you play them out." And I really, really thought that's true, right? Like when we talk about these problems, I just I think I agree with you. Like bad situations make you grow, but I do think when we talk about people, you attract what you emit. If you just care about money, you're
Mhm.
gonna be in a circle where that's the case. And if that's what you want, super, super. Do as you please, right? But I think why do you want money is always a question. Like I'm not saying you do,
Yeah.
it's just an example. It's like, is it because you think that's where you find fulfillment? No, I don't think you can find fulfillment in the external world. Fulfillment is an internal experience, not an external one, right? So we this is why I do art. I don't do art because I want to make money. I just need money so I can do art.
Mhm.
And for me, it's about the feeling I have when I make art, right? Um, Connect to myself, feel the clouds, be the clouds, Mr. Miyagi style thinking, but it's an expression of me. It's where I'm happy. So that's kind of what I try and do in my life. This is where I find fulfillment. I could not give two fucks about money, and to be honest, I don't think anybody could. It's just paper, realistically speaking. It's just about what it makes possible for you. That's a different story, right?
yeah,
So fulfillment comes oftentimes from actions and how you react to the world, and you don't need these things that you think you need to be there. Fulfillment happens now. If you
yeah.
can't be fulfilled now, you can't be fulfilled in the future. Or contentment would be a better word for it, I'd argue. But man, I go on tangents all the time, but you ask fun questions.
No, it's good. Good.
And your painting is so good. Oh my God. But I have like final blitz for you that I'm asking every our guest and my
Okay.
guest on Born to Build. So it's a quick just fun blitz for everyone. You can answer super quickly or in your way. So first question is, what do you think for the war? What would you choose for the world? Full doxing, that everyone is doxed or everyone is undoxed?
Everyone is undoxed.
Undoxed. Okay. Any why?
I don't think. Yeah, I'm a CryptoPunk, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
undoxed.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the power of anonymity because
Mm-hmm.
I do not trust the governments to act in the benefit of us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And in order to protect yourself against the world, you should stay anonymous.
yeah.
So I
Mm-hmm.
respect to you for doxing yourself,
No,
but
no, I'm absolutely on your side, by the way. I'm super protecting all the time anonymous, and I never like spread any information, that I know about people, for example.
mm,
And I think like for me, I'm sometimes I feel sorry that I was like running my blog anonymously for years actually, and then I decided to just like that's another advantages that I can use, and I also want to use myself in my art. So want to make photo art, etc. So I decided to, just that's the way for me. But I'm for anonymous. Like I feel like it's giving you more freedom in some way, and like it's just more fun in my opinion, because people, I remember, always ask me like, are you guy like maybe it's multiple people like back to your own account, so it was super cool. I use it, why? Because I was like 12, 13 years old, and I wanted like older people talk with me, and of course they wouldn't talk with a girl who is like 12 years old, so I pretended older. Yeah, but my blog was super successful. I ran it for many years, and
Nice.
yeah, I know that like right now when people like sometimes telling you like you're successful because you're a girl, you can show like your photos, but I know that it's not, because it's about energy that you bring in, and
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, next question again. Like you can answer quickly. Full centralization or full decentralization?
Full decentralization.
Okay, I got you. I could guess, yes, this answer.
Yeah.
Third question is, what would you say to Satoshi Nakamoto if you could meet him like in person?
To Hiroshi Nagai, Makoto Shinkai, and Hayao Miyazaki, or who do you mean?
I mean, creator of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
To Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
Stay silent. Yeah. I'm not
Corky.
a Bitcoin guy, by the way. I don't even own Bitcoin.
Oh, that's
I
surprising.
I own a 0.0001, I think, and I'm proud of it. So, but Corky yesterday said like he thinks that Satoshi probably dead. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, or he accidentally lost the wallet and he's like, "Fuck!" I don't know.
That would be so Dijon, by the way.
But he's now too scared to. Maybe he's introvert and he's too scared to come out. I don't know.
Oh damn,
Or
yeah,
maybe he's
that's
out.
possible. That's so possible. Oh my god.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah. I think I personally do not love Bitcoin because I
Mm,
know it was never meant to be this full scale network. It was a prototype, right? And it worked and it proved the thesis, but it wasn't in any way optimized for like what it's doing today.
mhm,
But yeah, good thing it does get updated and it is what it is. Like it is digital provenance and gold, and but yeah, it's not. I think Ethereum is where you suddenly get like an electricity network that allows you to do a lot of things. And now I'm going to say something completely unpopular, probably,
mm,
but maybe it's not so bad that Ethereum doesn't go to the fucking moon. Because why would you want electricity to be really expensive? You know what I mean? Like, we all benefit from cheap electricity. The only reason we want it to be expensive is because it pumps our bags. And don't get me wrong, I'm like 99% in ETH, so it's my bag I'm fudding here. But I think we all benefit from shit being built on here and it being sustainable. These L2s are okay, like they work well, I think. Um, but I do hope that Ethereum at some point in the future will scale to a point that we can do more. And I think it will because they've consistently shown that they deliver on the roadmap in a
mhm,
decentralized manner. It's a decentralized team. Everybody thinks Vitalik is at the top of it. That's true. He owns the Ethereum Foundation wallet, but at the core of it, still decentralized. You
Yeah,
could work for it right now if you wanted.
yeah. I think
So
we need extreme optimization before we want the price to pump to like God knows what.
I agree. I agree because people are like, "Oh, why is gas fee so expensive?" It's not. It's the same Ethereum price as it was months ago. It's just ETH is more expensive now.
Yeah.
Therefore, your gas fees in dollars more expensive. But if you had just kept the ETH, it would. That's why I still don't care about gas fees because I'm still with my mind in the 2020 ETH bubble. Yeah. But yeah, next question. I like these.
Next, actually, final question. You know, it's a question for you. No, actually, I thought for starting from next episode, but we can start from this episode. I will ask also people how much they earn because it's important question for all of us. I know that it's people don't like this question, but you know, sometimes like it's important to talk about it because people wanted to become artists or founders and they don't realize that it's actually, you know, not profitable thing at all. And creators, for example, as well, because I'm a creator, you know, and of course, like you can earn enough for living from advertisement, like from all that you're doing, you know, from collaborations. I'm super grateful for everyone with who I collaborate and who's supporting my content. But I reinvest in most of my money back to my content, to like back to the team that I want to grow, back to the everything that I do, you know, because I want this to grow. So I decided to talk about money as well. And if you can answer, then let's try say something about earning.
Well, obviously, I made a lot of money in 2021.
Yeah.
So
Is
I've
it
been,
enough to still live on it?
I mean, it was 1.5 million euros.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
that lasts a while. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've used like reused most of that just to get this project off the ground. And I've paid myself consistently from that fund to continue the fund or continue the project. I pay myself 3,200 euros every month.
Mm-hmm. That's not enough. That's not a big amount.
Yeah.
This is
That,
more than enough in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I would argue, but I have to be honest. I haven't paid myself for a while, so
Yeah.
uh, just to keep things going for a while longer,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
which is fine. To be really honest, it's completely fine.
No,
Uh,
no, no. I just, you know, I love actually this answer because we talked again with Corky yesterday about this, and he said like, I asked what the difference, like why you survived on bear market, and he said like, I pay myself not much, you know, as other founders like to make a big salaries for themselves, and they don't think about the future, so that's why they failed, you know. That's like obviously, and Corky said like pretty the same thing, like I don't pay myself much and I work for 3 4 people in my company. So yeah,
I
that's
think it's important to understand, like, also there is a limit to how much money you need to be happy. Like, I believe they calculated it once. The number will probably change, um, but we're talking about $70,000, I believe, was the threshold. After that, the money doesn't significantly change your life that much because with 70,000 bucks, you can do 3 holidays a year, or like a really big overseas holiday. You have enough money for a car, a house, a mortgage, all the food that you need without worrying about the bills.
Mhm.
Like, and you have money for kids, schools, insurance. Like, sure, if you want to spend excessively, it's fine. Like, you can, if you want a yacht, you probably need more money.
I
I
don't
don't know.
want a yacht, but I want my own museum in the future.
Yeah,
Already.
you probably just need more money from that. But museums are a tax thing, so just get really good at taxes, and you'll
Yeah.
you'll be able to tell really rich people, hey, buy this artwork, or let me buy the artwork for this
I'm just
amount.
waiting for when Hunt will collect all the rich people around us, you know. But okay, last question, because for AI, then it will be so complicated to read all the video, you know. And I trying to create time codes for people who will watching it, and when it's 2 hours, it's already too much. So my final not a question, but we asking all our guests to record like minute message to themselves in a year, and that's the way you're reflecting with yourself, and we just listen how you're talking, how you're doing it. So record a message to yourself in a year then. And I really like the water that you drew, like you made.
It's really cool because I'm working on a project like this myself. So it's fun that you say this, uh, Ira. So I'm recording right now, or are you gonna record in a
Yeah.
second?
Usually I put like person on the big screen, but we have you undocked, so just
We have the art on the big screen.
yeah.
Okay, Dutch, this is where you're at with your cloud game. I hope that by this point your cloud game has upgraded again, and I hope that everything turned out all right. I don't need to say more.
That was good.
Okay, then maybe a year after you will back to this interview and we'll watch it, you know. So thank you so much for your time. It was really amazing. And if you can, you know, drop this art piece on the Singular, if you would, you know, have this willing in you, then please do it because our community will be super happy, definitely minting it. And if not, then just thank you for showing us how you draw. And it was really amazing to see the process. And like I hope someone from your community will drop on the floor Akira motorbike in a night.
I will
Right.
tell him. I will tell him to sell you the Akira motorbike. Okay.
But please
No.
not expensive. I have 0.07, maybe a bit more can add, but please. On a
Well,
night sky, I want completely night.
you're really going down the rabbit hole, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the community. There's people really passionate about this and who can tell you everything.
Hmm.
But I just want to say thank you so much for having me and listening to my rambling. I really appreciate it because I don't do this often, so it's nice to yeah, it's nice to have a chat, and have somebody that listens and stuff. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we do it every Wednesday, and you can like I really want to see this as an art talks, not art interviews or something like that. So we're trying to join like all our community to this streams. So if you want to join as a Corky, for example, today, just jump with
It's
us.
why it's why I hope it was fun to see a little bit of the art process while we spoke about it,
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was cool.
it was extremely cool.
because it gives a different outlook, I think, of how things work. Oh yeah, and anybody that's listening and wants to see more art, I do live streams almost every day in my Discord. So feel free to join and vibe out, and please follow at Midnight Breezy to stay up
Yeah.
to date about everything Midnight Breeze related.
Wait, I'm following it. Let me check.
I
Yes,
need I need
that's
to drop it
actually.
a follow.
No, yeah, I dropped the follow too. Yeah. So you collected us. Okay, thank you so much and have a great day or evening for you too. I'm in the European time zone too. So have a great
Yes.
evening and yeah, thank you again.
Thank
And
you.
guys, thank you everyone for watching us. Again, if you have this Akira motorbike, please drop like on the floor. Just floor it and I will buy it immediately. Yeah, bye bye guys.
Bye.